Imagine this. You wake up one morning, fueled by a surge of determination. You've decided today is the day you finally transform your life. You set ambitious goals, hit the gym every day, eat clean, read for an hour, meditate without fail. But by evening, distractions creep in. Excuses pile up, and that fire fizzles out. Sound familiar? Why do we fail when trying to change our habits? It's a question that has plagued humanity for centuries. From the bustling forums of ancient Rome to the chaotic feeds of modern social media, the truth is, most of us approach self-discipline like a sprint, charging ahead with sheer willpower, only to crash when the initial enthusiasm wanes. We ignore the deeper forces at play or unchecked emotions, the lure of instant gratification, and the failure to build sustainable systems. But what if there was a timeless blueprint to forge unshakable self-discipline, one that doesn't rely on fleeting motivation, but on proven principles that have endured through empires and eras? Welcome to the world of Stoicism, a philosophy born in the fires of adversity, championed by emperors, slaves, and thinkers alike. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled amid plagues and wars, penned in his meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become a revered teacher, reminded us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And Seneca, the statesman and playwright, urged, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." These Stoic sages didn't just philosophize. They lived their teachings, turning chaos into calm, weakness into resilience. Today, in our age of endless notifications and quick fixes, Stoicism offers a lifeline, a set of rules to build self-discipline that is unbreakable. No excuses allowed. In this video, we're diving into 8 Stoic rules to cultivate that ironclad discipline. These aren't fluffy affirmations or trendy hacks. They're battle-tested strategies drawn from the core of Stoic wisdom. By the end, you'll have a roadmap to silence the inner saboteur, embrace discomfort, and emerge stronger. But remember, knowledge alone isn't enough. As Epictetus said, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. So, prepare to not just watch, but to act. Let's unravel why we falter in habit change and how these rules can rewrite your story. First, let's confront the elephant in the room. Why do habits slip through our fingers? It often starts with overambition. We dream big, setting goals like run a marathon next month without the foundational steps, leading to overwhelm and burnout. Psychologists call this the planning fallacy, where we underestimate the effort required. In Stoic terms, it's a failure to distinguish between what we can control our actions and what we can't. The unpredictable twists of life. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this in his journal. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. He prepared for resistance, not perfection. Another culprit is the tyranny of emotions, fear of failure, frustration from setbacks, or the seductive pull of pleasure. These derail us. Seneca warned, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. We let negative feelings dictate our choices, abandoning routines at the first sign of discomfort. Add to this the modern plague of distractions, smartphones buzzing with dopamine hits, social media scrolls that steal hours. Epictetus would call these externals, things outside our control that we mistakenly chase, eroding our focus. Then there's procrastination, The thief of time. We delay action, waiting for the perfect moment, which never arrives. Stoics like Seneca countered this with memento mori. Remember, you must die. A reminder that time is finite. It is not that we have a short time to live, he wrote, but that we waste a lot of it. Excuses become our shield. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. But true discipline strips away these illusions, forcing us to confront reality. So, how do we break this cycle? Enter the 8 Stoic rules. These principles aren't about punishing yourself. They're about liberation. Self-discipline, in Stoic eyes, is freedom from whims, from regrets, from a life half-lived. Imagine waking up each day with purpose, tackling challenges head-on, achieving goals that once seemed impossible. That's the promise, but it requires commitment, no excuses. As we explore each rule, reflect. How can I apply this today? Rule 1 sets the foundation. But before we dive in, consider this. Stoicism isn't a relic of the past. It's a toolkit for the present. In a world where 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February, according to studies, these rules offer a counter-narrative. They're simple yet profound, demanding practice over perfection. Think of them as forging a sword. Each rule sharpens the blade of your will. Why does this matter now? In our fast-paced society, discipline separates the dreamers from the doers. Entrepreneurs like Elon Musk echo Stoic resilience in facing failures. Athletes channel it to push through pain. You can too. But it starts with understanding failure isn't final, it's feedback. As Marcus Aurelius noted, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Let's pause and visualize your transformed self. Disciplined, focused, resilient. No more starting over every Monday. Instead, steady progress, quiet confidence. These rules will guide you there. But discipline isn't innate. It's built. Epictetus taught that we must train like athletes, not for applause, but for inner victory. As we embark on this journey, remember, Stoicism thrives on action. Don't just nod along. Grab a notebook, jot down insights, commit to one change per rule. By video's end, you'll have a personal Stoic manifesto. Are you ready to let go of excuses and embrace the Stoic path? In the sections ahead, we'll unpack each rule with depth. Explanations rooted in ancient wisdom, practical steps for today, real-life examples, and motivational nudges to keep you going. For instance, think of a busy parent juggling work and family. Applying these rules could mean carving out time for self-care without guilt, or a student overwhelmed by exams, turning discipline into an ally against anxiety. Ultimately, self-discipline is the ultimate superpower. It turns potential into reality. Chaos into order. Seneca put it beautifully. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. These rules are your preparation. So, why do we fail at changing habits? Because we fight against our nature instead of aligning with it. Stoicism teaches harmony with self, with world. No more battling, instead, building. Let's begin with the first rule. But first, internalize this. You are capable. The Stoics believed in human potential. Now, prove them right. Now, let's move to the first rule. Wake up on time. This might seem deceptively simple, but in the Stoic tradition, it's the cornerstone of self-discipline. Think about it, how you start. Your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor who rose before dawn to govern an empire while battling inner demons, captured this perfectly in his meditations. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of? If I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do, or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm. He wasn't just talking about physical awakening. He was advocating for a mental one, a deliberate choice to embrace duty over comfort. Why does waking up on time matter so much for unshakable discipline? In a world where snooze buttons tempt us with 5 more minutes of escape, hitting that alarm the first time is an act of rebellion against laziness. It's your first victory of the day, a small but profound assertion of control. Stoics believed that discipline begins with mastering the body and mind in harmony. Epictetus, who endured slavery, yet taught freedom through self-control, emphasized that true liberty comes from within. No man is free who is not master of himself. If you can't conquer the urge to linger in bed, how will you tackle bigger challenges like sticking to a workout or meeting deadlines? Waking up on time trains your will, building momentum that carries through the hours. Consider the science behind it, which aligns seamlessly with Stoic wisdom. Studies from sleep researchers show that consistent wake-up times regulate your circadian rhythm, boosting energy, focus, and mood. But Stoics didn't need labs. They observed human nature. Seneca, in his letters, warned against wasting mornings. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Every extra minute in bed is time stolen from your potential. Imagine a Roman soldier delaying his post-chaos in Suez. Similarly, in your life, delaying your rise invites procrastination into every corner. So, how do you apply this rule practically? Start by setting a non-negotiable wake-up time aligned with your natural rhythm, but challenging enough to stretch you. Place your alarm across the room, forcing you to stand. As you rise, recite a Stoic affirmation. This day is mine, to shape, hydrate, stretch, or journal for 5 minutes to anchor your mind. Avoid screens. Immediately, they're distractions that hijack your focus. Instead, channel Marcus Aurelius. Reflect on the day's purpose. What virtues will you practice? Gratitude, resilience, action. Let's bring this to life with a real example. Take John, a software engineer overwhelmed by late nights scrolling social media. He failed diets and gym plans because his days started in rush and regret. Inspired by Stoicism, he committed to waking at 5:30 a.m. The first week was brutal. His body rebelled. Mind whispered excuses. But he visualized the emperor in his tent, rising amid war. By week 2, the habit stuck. Mornings became sacred. Exercise, reading, Seneca, planning. Productivity soared. He landed a promotion. John's story shows that waking on time isn't about punishment, it's empowerment. No excuses, like I'm not a morning person. Stoics reject labels. We shape ourselves. But what if life throws curveballs? Insomnia, kids, night shifts. Stoics adapt without compromise. Epictetus taught dichotomy of control. You can't always control sleep quality, but you can control your response. Adjust bedtime for 7 hours. Minimum. Create a wind-down ritual free of blue light. If you slip, don't self-flagellate. Analyze and reset. Marcus wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. View the slip as a lesson, not failure." This rule builds unshakable discipline by stacking wins early. Each morning, triumph reinforces your identity as disciplined. Over time, it cascades. Better sleep leads to clearer decisions, fueling other habits. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Treat dawn as rebirth. No carryover excuses from yesterday. Motivation wanes. Le but, discipline endure. When the bed calls, remember, comfort is the enemy of growth. Stoics like Musonius Rufus, Epictetus's teacher, lived austerely to strengthen resolve. You don't need Spartan conditions, just consistency. Track your streak. Celebrate quietly with a moment of pride. In essence, waking up on time is your daily oath to Stoic living. It separates reactors from creators. As you implement this, watch excuse dissolve. You're not just rising, you're ascending. Forge this habit, and the other rules will follow naturally. No more half-hearted starts, only purposeful dawns. Now, on to the second rule. Avoid distractions. In our hyper-connected era, distractions are the silent assassins of discipline, pulling us away from purpose with every ping and scroll. But Stoicism arms us with the wisdom to reclaim our attention. Epictetus, the enslaved philosopher who mastered his mind, despite chains, declared, "Other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations with others." He understood that distractions aren't just external noises, they're thieves of focus, eroding our inner citadel. To build unshakable self-discipline, we must guard our minds like a fortress, discerning what deserves entry and what must be barred. Why is avoiding distractions pivotal? Because fragmented attention leads to fragmented lives. Modern studies reveal we check phones over 50 times daily, losing hours to trivialities. Stoics foresaw this. Seneca lamented in his essays, "Nothing is ours except time, yet we squander it on irrelevancies. Distractions breed excuses. Just one more video. I'll check emails quickly, turning potential into regret." In Stoic terms, they're indifference, neither good nor bad, inherently, but harmful when they derail virtue. Marcus Aurelius, amid imperial duties, wrote, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice." He practiced focus as a duty, not a luxury. This rule fosters discipline by training selective ignorance. Epictetus's dichotomy of control shines here. We can't eliminate distractions entirely. Colleagues interrupt, ads bombard, but we control our response. Ignore the siren calls, and you build mental resilience. Over time, this creates deep work, as contemporary thinkers echo, where true progress happens. Imagine a life without the mental clutter, clearer decisions, deeper fulfillment, no excuses for unachieved goals. How to implement it practically? Begin with awareness. Track your distractions for a day. Journal them. Social media, unnecessary chats, multitasking. Then, design barriers. Seneca advised minimalism. The life of the wise man is calm and serene. Apply this by curating your environment. Turn off notifications. Use apps like Freedom to block sites during focus hours. Set Stoic hours. Dedicated blocks for tasks, treating them sacredly. Practice premeditatio, malorum. Anticipate distractions and prepare rebuttals. When tempted, ask, "Is this within my control? Does it serve my purpose?" Redirect energy inward. Visualize a technique from Epictetus. View attention as a limited resource, like gold. Don't fritter it on fool's gold. Start small. During meals, no phones, savor the moment. In work, single task ruthlessly. Marcus Aurelius journaled nightly, reviewing distractions, overcome, adopt this, end days reflecting, what pulled me away? How will I fortify tomorrow? For a real-world example, consider Sarah, a writer plagued by endless tabs and feeds. Deadlines slipped, self-doubt grew. Turning to Stoicism, she invoked Epictetus. Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself. She audited her day, eliminating non-essential apps, scheduling distraction audits. Mornings became writing sanctuaries, no emails until noon. Within months, her output doubled. A book deal followed. Sarah's transformation proves avoiding distractions isn't restriction, it's liberation. No excuses like I need to stay informed. Stoics prioritized wisdom over noise. What about inevitable interruptions? Family, emergencies. Adapt stoically, respond virtuously, then return swiftly. Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen. Use them as training. A child's cry. Practice patience. Refocus faster. If overwhelmed, pause with breath." Stoic mindfulness anchors you. This rule compounds with the first. Early risers avoid peak distraction times. It builds momentum. Fewer pulls mean more wins. Seneca urged, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. Learn by pruning distractions, revealing your capable self. Motivationally, embrace this. Distractions are chains. Breaking them frees you. You're not missing out, you're gaining depth. As Marcus noted, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Shift thinking. Distractions as tests of resolve. Pass them, and discipline solidifies. In summary, avoid distractions to honor your time. The Stoics' most precious asset. Implement today, no excuses. Your focused mind awaits, ready to conquer. Now, let's explore the third rule. Set small goals. This principle is a Stoic antidote to the overwhelm that derails so many aspirations, transforming lofty dreams into achievable steps. Seneca, the wise counselor to emperors, encapsulated this in his letters. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. He advocated for breaking life into manageable parts, recognizing that grand ambitions often crumble under their own weight. By setting small goals, you avoid the paralysis of perfectionism, building discipline through consistent, bite-sized victories that compound into unbreakable habits. Why does this rule fortify self-discipline? Because human nature rebels against vagueness. Vague goals like get fit or be more productive invite excuses. It's too much. I'll start big tomorrow. Stoics understood psychology before it was named. Marcus Aurelius advised, don't let your imagination be crushed by life as a whole. Don't try to picture everything bad that could possibly happen. Stick with the situation at hand. Small goals focus your energy on the present, aligning with Epictetus's teaching. Control what's immediate. Research echoes. This studies on habit formation show that micro goals increase success rates by up to 42%, as they trigger dopamine rewards without burnout. In Stoic practice, this rule is about wisdom in action. Seneca warned against overreaching. We should not, like sheep, follow the herd of creatures in front of us. We should go where we ought to go. Small goals guide you independently, preventing the herd mentality of all or nothing thinking. They build resilience by turning failures into adjustments. Miss a small target. Refine, don't abandon. This creates momentum, where each completion reinforces your self-image as disciplined, no room for excuses. How to apply it daily. Start by deconstructing big objectives. Want to write a book? Set a goal of 300 words today, not a chapter. Aspiring to run a marathon? Begin with a 10-minute walk. Use the Stoic method of premeditation. At day's start, list 3 small, specific tasks, measurable, time-bound. Seneca suggested reviewing progress nightly. When the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said, track in a journal. What small goal did I hit? How did it feel? Adjust incrementally. Make it tangible with tools. A simple checklist, not an app overload. Epictetus reminded, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Visualize the end, but act on the now. If procrastination strikes, shrink the goal further. 2 minutes of effort. This 2-minute rule aligns with Stoic minimalism, proving you can always start. For inspiration, meet Alex, a teacher buried under grading and burnout. His dream of learning guitar gathered dust. Attempts at hour-long practices failed amid fatigue. Embracing Stoicism, he heeded Seneca. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is. He set tiny goals, 5 minutes tuning strings daily. Excuses vanished. Consistency bred skill. Within months, he played full songs, confidence spilling into work. Alex's journey illustrates, small goals aren't settling, they're strategic. No more, I'm too busy. Stoics view time as elastic when focused. Challenges arise, life interrupts, motivation dips. Stoics adapt. If a goal feels off, resize without guilt. Marcus Aurelius faced endless wars, yet progressed daily. Adapt yourself to the things among which your lot has been cast. Use obstacles as cues to simplify. If overwhelmed, ask, what's the smallest step forward? This rule integrates with prior ones. Wake early for small planning. Avoid distractions to complete them. Ultimately, setting small goals cultivates virtue, patience, perseverance. Seneca proclaimeth, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Live in these micro moments, and discipline becomes second nature. You're not climbing a mountain, you're taking steps, each building strength. Motivationally, remember, great oaks grow from acorns. Your small actions today forge tomorrow's triumphs. Embrace this rule, no excuses. Start now. Pick one tiny goal. Watch as it unlocks your potential. Stoic style. Now, we arrive at the 4th rule. Take immediate action. This Stoic imperative cuts through the fog of hesitation, urging us to bridge the gap between intention and execution without delay. Epictetus, the unyielding teacher who turned personal suffering into profound insight, put it starkly. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? He challenged us to act now, recognizing that procrastination is the grave where potential is buried. In Stoicism, immediate action isn't reckless impulse, it's disciplined response, harnessing the present moment as the only realm we truly own. Why is taking immediate action essential for unshakable self-discipline? Because delay breeds doubt, and doubt invites excuses. We rationalize postponement. I'll do it when I feel ready. Conditions aren't perfect, but life rarely offers ideal scenarios. Marcus Aurelius, reflecting in his meditations amid ceaseless campaigns, wrote, "You must build up your life, action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible, and no one can keep you from this." Immediate action builds trust in yourself, turning abstract goals into tangible progress. Modern psychology supports this. The Zeigarnik effect shows unfinished tasks haunt us. While starting promptly reduces anxiety and builds momentum, Stoics knew this intuitively. Seneca decried wasted time. While we are postponing, life speeds by. Act now, and you claim agency. Delay and excuses multiply. This rule embodies Stoic virtue, courage in motion. Epictetus's handbook stresses that we control our choices, not outcomes. Hesitation stems from fearing failure, an external we can't command. By acting immediately, you practice detachment. Do your part. Let results unfold. It eradicates the "I'll start Monday" mentality, fostering a life of consistent effort. No excuses survive when action is non-negotiable. How to embody this practically? Adopt the 5-second rule, count down from 5, and launch facing a task. Don't overthink. Begin. Seneca advised in his essays, begin at once to live. For emails piling up, respond to one immediately. Work out reluctance. Lace shoes and step out. Use Stoic visualization. Premeditate the action's benefits, clarity, accomplishment. Pair it with a ritual. Deep breath. Affirm, this is mine to do now. Then move. Track in a log. What did I act on today? What resistance did I overcome? Make it habitual through repetition. Epictetus taught philosophy as practice. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Start with low stakes. Make your bed instantly upon rising. Build to bigger. When inspiration strikes, jot the idea immediately. If overwhelmed, combine with small goals. Act on the tiniest step. Now, consider Maria, an entrepreneur stalled by perfectionism. Ideas swirled, but fear of imperfection delayed launches. Discovering Stoicism, she absorbed Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. She committed to immediate action, drafting business plans. The moment concepts formed, no polishing first. Excuses like "not ready" faded. Her first product shipped in weeks. Success followed. Maria's shift demonstrates immediate action isn't about speed, it's decisiveness. No more analysis paralysis. Stoics act as if time is scarce, because it is. Obstacles emerge, fatigue, interruptions, self-doubt. Stoics counter with resilience. Epictetus, lame from torture, still taught daily. View barriers as prompts. Tired, act briefly to spark energy. Interrupted, resume swiftly. Doubtful, recall. Seneca, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Act despite feelings. Emotions follow deeds. This rule synergizes with predecessors. Wake early to act on priorities. Avoid distractions to sustain momentum. Set small goals for actionable bites. Together, they form a chain of discipline, unbreakable. In closing, take immediate action to honor your Stoic essence. Rational, purposeful. Delay is illusion, now is reality. Implement this today, no excuses. The life you envision awaits your first step. Now, delving into the 5th rule, limit negative emotions. This Stoic practice is a shield against the inner storms that sabotage discipline, teaching us to navigate feelings without being capsized by them. Epictetus, whose life was a testament to enduring hardship with equanimity, asserted in his Enchiridion, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. He illuminated that emotions aren't dictators, they're interpretations we can reframe. By limiting negative emotions, we prevent them from fueling excuses, preserving the clarity needed for consistent action. Why is this rule crucial for building unshakable self-discipline? Negative emotions like anger, fear, or frustration act as invisible chains, halting progress. A setback triggers despair. This is too hard. Why bother? Leading to abandonment. Stoics recognize this as a failure of judgment. Marcus Aurelius, journaling through personal losses and betrayals, reflected, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." Unchecked negativity amplifies suffering, eroding willpower. Contemporary neuroscience agrees. Emotions hijack the prefrontal cortex, impairing decision-making. Limiting them restores rationality, turning potential excuses into opportunities for growth. No more letting a bad mood derail your day. Instead, channel energy into virtue. In Stoic philosophy, this rule aligns with the dichotomy of control. Focus on internals like attitudes, not externals like events. Seneca, facing exile and forced suicide, wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Negative emotions often stem from exaggerated perceptions, anticipating catastrophe, or dwelling on slights. By curbing them, you cultivate apatheia, not indifference, but freedom from passion's tyranny. This builds resilience. Discipline thrives in calm waters, not turbulent ones. How to apply it in everyday life? Practice cognitive distancing. When negativity arises, pause and label it. This is frustration, not fact. Epictetus advised questioning, "Is this within my control? If not, release it." For controllable aspects, act constructively. Use journaling as Marcus did. Evening reviews to dissect emotions. What triggered this? How can I respond better? Breathe deeply in moments of ire. Recalling Seneca, anger, if yielded to, will rush us into rash actions. Replace rumination with gratitude. List 3 positives daily. Set boundaries. Limit exposure to toxic influences, like negative news or draining people. Build this through exercises. Premeditatio malorum. Visualize challenges without emotional overload. What if I fail? I'll learn and persist. This desensitizes fear. When envy strikes at others' success, reframe. Their path isn't mine. Focus on my efforts. Epictetus exemplified this, teaching, despite physical pain, the body is to everyone the measure of the possessions as the foot is of the shoe. Measure emotions against reason, not impulse. Take the story of David, a manager overwhelmed by workplace stress. Criticism sparked resentment, leading to skipped workouts and poor eating excuses born of emotion. Studying Stoicism, he embraced Epictetus. It's not events that upset you, but your opinions about them. He implemented emotion audits, noting triggers, then reframing. This feedback is growth, not attack. Negativity waned, discipline strengthened. Promotions came as he responded calmly, productively. David's evolution shows limiting emotions isn't suppression, it's mastery. No excuses, like I'm just emotional. Stoics prove we choose our reactions. Inevitably, intense feelings surge: grief, betrayal. Stoics acknowledge humanity. Feel them, but don't indulge. Marcus wrote amid grief, "Don't let the future disturb you. You'll meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Process briefly, then redirect to action." Therapy or talks can aid, but Stoic tools empower self-reliance. This rule enhances prior ones. Act immediately despite fear. Set small goals unclouded by doubt. It creates emotional stability, where discipline flourishes. Ultimately, limit negative emotions to reclaim your inner sovereignty. Seneca urged, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Delay reaction. Choose wisdom. Start today. No excuses. Your composed self awaits, forged in Stoic fire. Now, turning to the sixth rule, reward yourself reasonably. This Stoic guideline strikes a delicate balance between motivation and excess, ensuring that rewards fuel sustained discipline rather than undermine it. Seneca, the philosopher who navigated wealth and power, yet preached moderation, advised in his letters, "Let us therefore be grateful for what we have received, and not complain about what we have not." He viewed rewards not as indulgences, but as mindful acknowledgements of effort, rooted in gratitude. By rewarding reasonably, you reinforce positive behaviors without falling into the trap of hedonism, building a discipline that's enduring, not ephemeral. Why does reasonable rewarding bolster unshakable self-discipline? Uncontrolled rewards can become crutches, leading to cycles of binge and regret. I deserve this treat after a hard day, only to sabotage progress. Stoics warned against this. Epictetus taught that true joy comes from virtue, not externals. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. Lavish rewards tie satisfaction to fleeting pleasures, breeding excuses when denied. In contrast, reasonable ones, modest, aligned with goals, create positive reinforcement loops. Behavioral science concurs. Intermittent, thoughtful rewards strengthen habits more than constant ones, preventing entitlement. This rule transforms discipline from grind to gratifying journey, eliminating excuses, like "I need big incentives to keep going." In Stoic terms, it's about equilibrium. Marcus Aurelius, who denied himself luxuries amid imperial temptations, reflected, "Adapt yourself to the life you have been given, and truly love the people with whom destiny has surrounded you." Apply this to self-rewards. Celebrate milestones with simplicity, fostering contentment. It cultivates eudaimonia, flourishing through rational living, where rewards honor the self, not distract it. How to practice this effectively? Define rewards up front, tied to specific achievements. Completed a week's small goals. Enjoy a quiet walk or favorite tea, not extravagant spending. Seneca emphasized frugality. The happy man is content with his present lot, no matter what it is. Scale rewards proportionally small for daily wins, larger but still moderate for major ones. Infuse gratitude. Before indulging, reflect, "I earned this through effort. It reminds me of my growth." Avoid sensory overloads like junk food binges. Opt for enriching ones, reading a chapter, calling a friend. Track in your Stoic journal. What reward? Why reasonable? How does it support discipline? Incorporate timing. Delay gratification slightly to build patience. Echoing Epictetus, bear and forbear. For example, after a focused work session, pause before rewarding. Savor the accomplishment first. This prevents dependency, making discipline self-sustaining. Illustrate with Lisa, a fitness enthusiast who yo-yoed with diets. Post-workout cheats turned into full derailments, excuses flowing. "I worked hard. I deserve it." Discovering Stoicism, she heeded Seneca. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. She shifted to reasonable rewards, fresh fruit smoothies after runs, a new book monthly for consistency. Excess faded, habits solidified. Weight goals met. energy surged. Lisa's path reveals reasonable rewards aren't deprivation, they're wise investment. No more overindulgence justifications. Stoics reward to elevate, not escape. Challenges, surface temptation for bigger payoffs, or forgetting to reward at all. Stoics advise vigilance. If excess lures, recall Marcus. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Reframe craving as a test. If under-rewarding leads to burnout, schedule modestly. Consistency over intensity. In tough times, intrinsic rewards suffice. Pride in perseverance. This rule harmonizes with earlier ones. Limit negative emotions to appreciate rewards fully. Take immediate action, then reward promptly but wisely. It sustains the chain. Small goals achieved, distractions avoided, all capped with balanced celebration. In essence, reward yourself reasonably to honor Stoic wisdom. Gratitude amplifies effort. Seneca summed it, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Embrace this. No excuses. Your disciplined life, richly rewarded, begins now. Now, we confront the seventh rule. Accept difficulty. This Stoic tenet transforms adversity from a foe into an ally, forging discipline through the fire of challenge rather than avoidance. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who faced endless wars, betrayals, and personal tragedies, immortalized this in his meditations. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, in that it stands ready for what comes and is not thrown by the unexpected. He didn't wish for ease, he prepared for hardship. Understanding that difficulties are inevitable teachers, by accepting them, you strip away the power of surprise and complaint, building a self-discipline that's resilient, not fragile. Why is accepting difficulties vital for unshakable discipline? Resistance to hardship breeds excuses. This is too tough. I'll quit, turning temporary obstacles into permanent defeats. Stoics viewed life as a training ground. Epictetus, enduring slavery and lameness, declared, difficulties show a person's character. Denying them amplifies suffering. Acceptance liberates energy for action. Modern resilience research aligns studies on post-traumatic growth, reveal that embracing challenges builds mental fortitude, reducing burnout. In Stoic eyes, difficulties aren't punishments but opportunities to practice virtue. Seneca, who lost everything yet remained composed, wrote, "Fire tests gold, misfortune brave men. Without acceptance, discipline crumbles under pressure. With it, you thrive amid storms. No excuses permitted." This rule embodies amor fati, love of fate. Marcus urged, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. It's not passive resignation, but active engagement. Acknowledge the difficulty, then respond with reason. This shifts mindset from victimhood to empowerment, where every trial hones your will. No more fleeing discomfort. Instead, lean in and watch excuses evaporate. How to integrate this into your life? Begin with daily reflection. Morning premeditatio. Malorum anticipate hurdles. Affirm, I accept and will overcome. When difficulty strikes a failed project, illness, rejection, pause, breathe, and state, this is as it is. Now, what next? Epictetus instructed, don't seek for things to happen as you wish. Wish for them to happen as they do. Reframe. How does this build me? Break it down. Identify controllable elements. Act on them. Journal evenings. What difficulty arose? How did I accept it? What strength emerged? Practice voluntary discomfort, cold showers, fasting to normalize hardship, as Musonius Rufus taught his students. Make it routine. In workouts, when fatigue hits, accept the burn as growth. At work, view criticism as refinement. Seneca advised, we must go through the buffetings of circumstance. Use them to pivot. Lost job, accept. Then skill build. This acceptance isn't denial of pain, it's transcendence. Witness Tom, a veteran battling PTSD after service. Life's difficulties, nightmares, isolation pushed him toward despair. Excuses for inaction, turning to Stoicism. He absorbed Marcus. What stands in the way becomes the way. He accepted his struggles, not as curses, but curriculum. Therapy sessions reframed as wrestling matches. Daily walks despite anxiety. Gradually, discipline returned job training. Family reconnections. Tom's recovery underscores. Acceptance turns breaking points into breakthroughs. No excuses, like life's unfair. Stoics affirm, fairness is illusion, response is reality. Setbacks loom, overwhelming grief. Chronic issues. Stoics counsel proportionality. Feel the emotion briefly link to limiting negatives. Then accept and adapt. Epictetus, crippled by a cruel master, taught, must I then de lamenting? Mourn, but move. If acceptance falters, seek community. Stoic circles or mentors for perspective. Remember, difficulties are universal. Your handling defines you. This rule amplifies predecessors. Accept distractions as focus tests. Immediate action despite fears. Reasonable rewards after trials. It weaves a tapestry of discipline where acceptance is the thread binding all. In sum, accept difficulties to unlock Stoic power. Adversity as architect of greatness. Seneca proclamede. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Embrace them, no excuses. Your fortified self emerges, ready for any arena. Finally, we reach the 8th rule. View discipline as a gift. This profound Stoic perspective reframes self-mastery not as a burden to bear, but as a precious endowment that unlocks true freedom and fulfillment. Seneca, the statesman who faced death with unwavering calm, articulated this beautifully in his letters. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. He saw discipline as a divine offering, a tool for self-realization amid life's chaos. By embracing discipline as a gift, you dissolve resistance, turning have to into get to, and building an unshakable foundation where excuses have no foothold. Why does viewing discipline this way cement unbreakable self-discipline? Because negative perceptions, seeing it as punishment or drudgery, invite sabotage. We rebel, seeking escapes in comfort, whispering, "This isn't worth it." Stoics countered this illusion. Epictetus, rising above enslavement, proclaimed, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Discipline is that freedom gift wrapped in effort. It grants autonomy over impulses, resilience in trials. Psychological studies on mindset show that framing challenges positively boosts persistence. Stoics lived this, treating discipline as a benefactor, not tyrant. No excuses thrive when you cherish the very thing that elevates you. In Stoic doctrine, this rule is gratitude incarnate. Marcus Aurelius, burdened by rule yet grateful for its lessons, wrote, "Everything that happens happens as it should. And if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. Discipline's rigors early rises. Focused efforts are gifts. Honing your essence, they reveal potential, foster virtue, deliver lasting joy over fleeting pleasures. Shift to this view, and discipline becomes addictive, a cherished companion on the path to eudaimonia. How to cultivate this mindset daily? Begin with reflection. Mornings. Affirm, discipline is my gift today. What wonders will it bring? Seneca urged self-examination. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Surround yourself with Stoic texts or like-minded souls, reinforcing this. When tasks feel heavy, reframe. This gift strengthens me. Practice memento. Mori remember mortality to value discipline's urgency. Journal gratitudes. I'm thankful for the discipline that let me achieve X. Over time, this rewires neural pathways, making appreciation automatic. Embed it through rituals. After completing a rule like avoiding distractions, pause in thanks. What a gift to have reclaimed my time. Epictetus advised, make the best use of what is in our power and treat the rest in accordance with its nature. View lapses not as failures, but reminders of the gift's value. Renew commitment. Scale it. Start with one habit. Savor its benefits. Expand. For a vivid example, consider Elena, a single mother juggling jobs and doubts. Discipline felt like chained strict schedules, exhausted her. Excuses like, I deserve a break prevailed. Immersing in Stoicism, she absorbed Seneca. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be. She began seeing discipline as a gift, empowering her to provide model strength for her child. Mornings shifted from dread to opportunity. Routines became rituals of empowerment. Energy multiplied. Goals manifested a better home. Inner peace. Elena's metamorphosis proves this view isn't naive optimism, it's transformative truth. No more resenting effort. Stoics gift use, perspective. Discipline liberatis. Doubts may arise when exhaustion hits or results lag. Stoics persist. Marcus faced despair, yet journaled thanks. Counter with evidence. Recall past gifts, overcome challenges that built you. If ungrateful, probe, what if I lacked this discipline? Gratitude returns. In crisis, lean on community or meditations. To reaffirm, this rule crowns the others. Wake as gift of new beginnings. Accept difficulties as gifted lessons. It unifies them into a harmonious whole, where discipline is life's greatest boon. In closing, view discipline as a gift to embrace Stoic abundance. Epictetus summed, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Rejoice in discipline, no excuses. Your gifted life unfolds, magnificent and mastered. As we wrap up this exploration of the 8 Stoic rules for building unshakable self-discipline, no excuses allowed. Let's pause to reflect on the journey we've taken. These principles, drawn from the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, aren't mere suggestions. They're a blueprint for transforming your life from one of fleeting intentions to enduring mastery. You've seen how waking up on time lays the foundation, a daily victory over comfort that echoes Marcus's dawn resolve. Avoiding distractions guards your focus. As Epictetus taught us to fortify our inner citadel against external chaos, setting small goals breaks the overwhelming into the achievable, aligning with Seneca's call for steady progress. taking immediate action, banish procrastination, embodying the Stoic imperative to seize the now, limiting negative emotions frees you from inner turmoil, reframing judgments, as Epictetus did. Rewarding yourself reasonably sustains motivation through balanced gratitude, without excess. Accepting difficulties turns obstacles into opportunities, practicing amor fati, as Marcus exemplified, and viewing discipline as a gift shifts it from duty to delight, a profound offering for self-realization. Together, these rules form an interconnected chain. Each strengthens the next, forging a discipline that's not rigid but resilient, adaptable to life's unpredictability. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing your humanity, it's about elevating it. In a world of instant gratification and endless excuses, these practices offer liberation. As Seneca wisely noted, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. You've been equipped to crave growth over ease, action over avoidance. Now, the true test begins. Application. Knowledge without embodiment is hollow. As Epictetus warned, don't just say you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person. Start today. No waiting for perfect conditions. Pick one rule, perhaps the one that resonates most. If mornings are your battleground, commit to rising on time tomorrow, affirming your purpose, struggling with focus, audit distractions, and reclaim your hours. Set a small goal right now, something actionable in the next hour, and take immediate steps. When negativity creeps in, reframe it. Reward modestly upon completion. Accept any hurdles as teachers. And throughout, cherish discipline as the gift it is. Visualize the ripple effects. Consistent application will reshape your days, then weeks, then your entire trajectory. Imagine looking back in a month, astounded by your progress habits solidified, excuses extinct, a quieter mind and stronger will. This isn't fantasy, it's the Stoic promise, proven through centuries. Entrepreneurs, athletes, leaders, they all tap into this wellspring, turning potential into reality. You can join them, but it demands commitment, no half measures. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself nightly, think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. Your left starts now. If doubts arise, return to the sages. Epictetus, from chains to enlightenment. Seneca, from riches to ruin, yet serene. Marcus, emperor, yet humble servant of virtue. They faced far greater trials, emerging unbreakable. Their strength is yours to claim. In our modern chaos, deadlines, distractions, uncertainties, these rules are your anchor. Embrace them and watch self-discipline become second nature, a quiet power, propelling you forward. As this video concludes, I urge you, act. Subscribe for more Stoic insights to fuel your journey. Let's build this community of disciplined lives. Share this with someone who needs it. Discuss in the comments. Which rule will you implement first? Remember, the Stoic path is walked one step at a time, but each step counts. You have the power within, no excuses. Go forth, live deliberately, and let your disciplined life inspire the world. Strength and serenity to you.